thought I'd tell you guys a history behind both of these vehicles. The 1950 Dodge Coronet was this one right here. I'm not going to talk about the entire history of the Dodge Coronets. I don't know shit about that. I know about this one and that one. This one right here was originally owned by an old lady who lived about 2 miles from my house. Maybe 5, something like that. Anyways. And then I think my great uncle or something like that bought it. And it was supposed to become my grandpa's car. He just had bought it, I think. And then he let his brother drive it to a town maybe 15 miles away. The driver drives the whole way there and starts driving back. He gets about 5 miles from our house, and I guess an oil light or something came on. So, he thought, I'm just going to get this car home, get it there, it'll be fine. He gets about 3 miles away, and that's when a rod actually goes through the motor. That's why this car doesn't have a motor anymore, because the rod or whatever went through, I'm pretty sure it was a rod is what he said, went through it, and, obviously at that time they didn't think anything of it, so they scrapped the motor. And then at one point my grandpa actually had a Chrysler motor for this thing, but I guess the transmission bolts or whatever bolt-on part had less bolts on it or something like that than what he wanted. It didn't match up perfectly, so he decided it would be unsafe to use that one, so he didn't use it. Now ever since then, this car has just been sitting. So this car went from an old lady driver who apparently drove it like hell, I guess. So I guess old ladies were different back then, I don't know. So, yeah. And then my grandpa got it, never drove it, motor blew, went and sat in a barn that we tore down that way of my house, and then it sat there for 30, 40 years, I don't really know, longer than I've been alive. And then one day some dumbass teenager kid decided, I'm going to take this car and bring it into my shop, and now it sits here. Now that dumbass isn't a teenager anymore, so he decided he better get to work on it. So that's the history of this car. I'll try to get you one of the 51 Dodge Coronet sometime soon.